Dawn breaks on another misty day. Rome is on the brink of chaos. Death and destruction are imminent, and the last legion rides in to save the city. Cue Hollywood's latest picture. In this Animal Planet at the movies, we're on the set of the latest sword and sandals blockbuster, The Last Legion. Set against the fall of the Roman Empire, this epic adventure stars well-known Shakespearean actor Nonso Anozie, Sir Ben Kingsley and Colin Firth. All three being tested on horseback.
I feel my rapport with horses is okay, as long as their rapport with me is okay. I think horses are like people. You get on with some and not others.
We'll also meet the trainers and horses involved in some incredible stunts, performed by the best stunt horsemen and women in Europe. Part fact, part fiction, The Last Legion is an action-packed story based on author Valerio Massimo Manfredi's best-selling novel of the same name. The film follows the events surrounding the historical capture of the last emperor, Romulus Augustus, and the fall of the Roman Empire. As well as the historical references and big battles, this is a story about the interaction and friendships that transcend age and rank.
Caesar. This is Aurelius of the Nova Invicta.
The Last Legion is being produced by the renowned Dino De Laurentiis group and co-produced by one of Dino's daughters, Raffaella. Raffaella's been involved in classic movies such as Conan the Destroyer, Dune and Dragonheart.
The story of the last Roman emperor, who was a boy of 12, who really existed, and he ruled for 12 days, and he was deposed by the Goths. He was taken to Capri, imprisoned, and then historically we don't know what happened to him. So this movie takes the position that he was saved and liberated from the island of Capri and that he went on an adventure.
Sir Ben Kingsley plays the character Ambrosinius.
He is the narrator and the guardian of the child, the center of the film, the spirit that we have to get safely from Rome, Capri to Britain. And I'm his like a warrior priest.
Thomas Sangster is the young British actor who plays Romulus Augustus, the last emperor. He's better known for his roles in the romantic comedy hit Love Actually and most recently Nanny McPhee. But this is the first time he's had to perform an historical role.
At the beginning of the film, I'm crowned Caesar, but I'm only for about 14 days or something like that, 2 weeks. And then ancient Rome falls, and it's all about us trying to regain Rome and finding our way through Rome, through France, and back to Britannia to find the last legion.
Although the location is as breathtaking as it is ancient, the Slovakian weather is something that the seasoned producers and directors have had to become accustomed to. In particular, the misty mornings.
Well, the mist, unfortunately, is because we are also a little late. We got out of Tunisia with a week. We were a week behind schedule, and so we've been sitting around in the mist that seems to hover around that castle. I think makes it look spooky. It's just, the weather is always a problem. On this movie, we have no cover sets. I mean, we have absolutely no interior, so we have to be out here, whatever weather, and shoot.
Director Doug Leffler remains optimistic about the weather and isn't put off by a bit of rain.
You can't get too upset when it rains because it's what happens, and we work as much as we can while it's raining. There's a lot of stuff you can do in rain if it's light rain, because rain is very hard to see on film. You have to light it, you have to backlight it to see it. We've had a lot of weather challenges on this film. Earlier, it was foggy until about 11:30 in the afternoon, so we were losing half our day of shooting just from the fog. We do as much work as we could preparing and rehearsing our stunts.
For Doug, the problems encountered by the weather are outweighed by the stunning Slovakian hilltops and castle. But for the cast and crew, the slow-rising mist spells a long waiting game. The horses used in this movie are seasoned professionals and are skilled in many areas, including working with crowds, heavy armour, fire and performing stunts of all kinds. This means that the riders and stunt coordinators can be assured that they are dealing with an animal who will more often than not perform on cue.
Well, I think what's interesting and what's good about our stunt people here is that they have such a symbiotic relationship with their animals, and I think it adds a lot of realism to the story, that the people that are on horseback feel like they live on horseback. I think most of them do, actually.
For the principal actors like Colin Firth, it's the skill of the trainers that give him the confidence he needs on horseback.
They usually give us manageable horses. I feel very able when I'm on a highly trained, rather placid horse.
We've probably got about 9 different fights that Colin is involved in, starting to slowly chip away at them now, and he's coming along really well. You know, he's starting to really get in there and add his side to it as well, of course, which is the acting side to it, you know, and making that fight come together and not so looking like choreography but more into a realistic battle. But of course there has to be choreography because we have to know where different people are coming from for safety.
So you guys are just going to be in this area here, moving towards the one over here?
Yeah.
You'll be going up the hill towards the castle.
Chief Coordinator Peter White is in charge of looking after the horses. Peter is also responsible for setting up the temporary stables on the film set.
This horse here is quite a famous horse. Barney, his name is. He was in Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger. This horse here is Corrado. He's one of the main actors' horses. He's actually Colin Firth's horse in the movie, who plays Aurelius. We had to do a lot of training with him with his sword work and stuff. So he would go into the battle and not be frightened of people screaming and shouting and the fire and everything that has to go on around them. So he's quite well trained, this horse. He's come to it nicely.
The first important battle scene to film is the one where the Saxons are invading the castle and need to go over Hadrian's Wall. Even though the noise of the wind machine is overpowering during the take, it's not a problem, as all the sound for these big battle scenes is added later on in post-production. After all the waiting, the scene is a success.